Hello, and welcome to my noob gold making guide to World of Warcraft. Now, as a disclaimer, there are probably better ways to make gold in World of Warcraft, but these are literally the easiest ones that I have found personally, in my opinion, for a newer player to pick up. Now let's begin. Step 1. Don't go on mailboxes and start dancing on them. It's not how this works, boys. But seriously, install the junk add-on. What it does is whenever you're in a shop, you can click on one button and it'll sell all your junk. Stuff you don't need, stuff you don't even need to sell in an auction house. It's just actual junk. This isn't much of a money maker, but it saves you time, and time is money, boys. Now let's get into the real stuff, the stuff that makes you the real gold. And I'm talking about professions. The rest of this video is gonna be about professions, and you can max out some professions in a couple hours. Now to get professions, you need to go to a profession trainer, which they're located all over the city. You might be able to find them, but you're gonna have a hard time unless you don't know exactly where they're at. The easiest way to find profession trainers, in my opinion, is to go to a guard in the city and they'll have a map icon whenever you mouse over them. You click on profession trainer and then you click on whatever profession you want and you'll be on your way. Now, my two personal favorite professions to grab, if you're trying to make money at least, is herbalism and mining. Why I say these two is because you can gather both of these while you're just questing. You'll be questing throughout the world and you'll see these nodes that you could just pick while you're on your way to the next objective. So you're essentially taking out two birds with one stone while you're doing this. You're questing and making money, and you're gathering professions that can make you money. And a quick note, you should buy a pickaxe from the vendor that is near your mining trainer if you do pick up mining, because without it, you won't be able to pick any nodes. Another reason I like these gathering professions over the other ones like skinning is because they do not require combat. Because with skinning, you would have to attack a wolf or something and then skin them after. So it saves you a little bit more time. So mining and herbalism are the ones I prefer to choose whenever I'm making gold. Selling the raw materials on the auction house will be the best way to make gold off of these materials you gathered. And please, for the love of God, do not vendor them. If you vendor them, you're gonna make 1 silver off of them or something low. Whereas on the auction house, you can make up to a gold off of them. Now, this isn't the best way to make money, but it did get me a kickstart into WoW. It was able to get me my mounts, my mount speeds, and some really decent sized bags. It's not WoW token money, but it's a little bit of spending money. Now I'd like to talk about both fishing and cooking, which can be very profitable if you do it right. These are much better ways to make money if you put the time into them. If you did the gathering professions, you'll have some extra money laying around after your mount and stuff. You'll be able to just power level through BFA cooking. Now I want to start off with fishing. You do need classic fishing, but you don't need it leveled. So get the first level and forget about it. And whenever you get the profession, please go find a vendor near the fishing trainer that's selling the rod, because you'll need a rod to fish. Now you go to Cold Tiers after doing that and then learn the fishing there, and you can max that out within like 2 to 3 hours. I do recommend doing the fishing unless you have some extra gold laying around, because you get aromatic fish oil from the fish that can help you power level through BFA cooking a lot faster. Don't sell the fish right away after you max out fishing, because like I said, they can be used for the cooking. After maxing out cooking, you can sell the raw fish or the oil, depending on what the price is in the auction house. Now let's talk about cooking. This is one that surprised me. This is one of the best money makers for me personally, because it's so easy to do. A lot of people buy the food from my experience, and it's super easy to power level through because of how cheap the prices on the crafting materials for the food are, rather than the aromatic fish oil. Also, it's very important to mention that you don't want to buy all the materials on the auction house. The only thing you should be buying on the auction house is the meat for the dishes, but everything else should be bought through the vendor in Cold Tiers for cooking. And if you're Horde, just do the same thing, but for whatever city you're at. You could try to make a quick buck by buying all these ingredients from the vendor and then selling it on the auction house, because you'll make a lot more money off of that, but I'm not sure how reliable that is, but it can be pretty profitable. Now to max out a certain dish, you'll have to do a world quest for that specific dish, but you don't need those to actually make some decent gold off of it. You'll also save a good bit of gold because you don't have to buy food off the auction house. You could just make it yourself. But if you do all these in this order, you'll have a much easier time going throughout the game. But if you have any more tips, leave them in the comments and I'll definitely make another video about them. But I'm going to leave links in the description that's going to help you level through your professions. And also, as a side note, for mining and herbalism, you don't need to level them all the way to actually make some gold off of it. But let me know what you think about these gold making strategies in the comments. But until then, take care and stay safe.